Castro, and you're tuning in to Leaders with a Mission. And today I have a little surprise for you. If you like creativity, you must meet this amazing woman. So let me tell you a little bit about her. Her name is Katie Gutierrez, and she is a force of creativity, wisdom, and leadership. She's an interior designer with a unique perspective to creating spaces that prioritize self-expression. She's also an interior design coach, supporting interior designers globally. She is driven by the unique idea of biographical business. This idea is based on the alignment of mission, purpose, and unique gifts that results into more fulfillment, increased profits, landing bigger projects, and having more fun while designing for clients that are the right match. After growing her business from $0 to $2 million, she now gets to empower other creative designers to find their unique sauce when building a business they love and feels like play. That is so freaking awesome!
Well, when you put it that way.
So I love that I get to talk to you about design and leadership and, finding unique gifts and talents. So tell me a little more about this project that you kind of like, I do this and this is also in my path. How do you came out to that realization?
Yeah, I think that throughout the journey of my own building of my own business, I found that there were a lot of major milestones and a lot of major things that I needed to overcome in order to realize success. And what I have cultivated is the desire to support other interior designers to sort of skip over the bumps in the road that I had to go through so that they can find success faster and more big and with bigger fulfillment and all the things. And so I really, really have a heart to support people in finding their greatness sooner than it took me.
I love it. And it comes from a mind of abundance. I could see how some interior designers is like, I found the recipe and I'm not sharing it with anyone. And you came from a space of like, there's enough for everyone. And hello, there's a way to also monetize this and help people build a business that they love, because I also get that there's a lot of interior designers that are not enjoying the journey.
That's a huge part of it. And I love that you're bringing up what we could call like competition. And I think that one of the foundations of what I teach in the interior designers that I coach is that there doesn't have to be competition. We're all in this together. And so the first thing that I do with every designer that I work with, and this is what I would recommend every business owner do first and foremost when you're coming out of the gate, is to understand what makes you different in the industry that you're in, and really understanding what makes you different and using that and cultivating that and embodying that and coming out and shining in that difference is the thing that will set you apart from the rest of the industry, wherein it doesn't feel competitive anymore. It feels like what's mine is my people and what's yours is your people. And there are enough people and projects to go around for everybody. So I think that the real foundation of it all is understanding what your unique proposition and your unique value is in the world and in your industry.
And that sounds easier said than done, because it's really hard it's really hard sometimes to look at yourself from the outside. Mm-hmm. Like even for us, when I create my own videos, it's like, it's easier when I help other people, because it's like, I'm from the outside, I see like the full rainbow. When I'm in my head, it's like, how do I get this done?
Exactly. And, I really believe in business coaching for exactly that reason. Sometimes we're stuck in the wheels that we're spinning, in our mind and our heart and the energy that we're running. We can have a tendency to pattern those things over and over and over again. And it takes someone saying like, hey, it doesn't have to be this way. I see it different. Here's another perspective. And that's why I have a business coach. I know you have a business coach. And so that is in my business coaching for interior designers. Like that is what I'm dedicated to doing, is being so intimate with people that I can know when they're running a pattern that's not serving them.
And how do you came up to this idea of coaching interior designers? Like, what was the moment, or did you have a dream? That part I've never asked you, so I'm really curious about when did that came to be like, oh my God, there is this opportunity and I want to lean into it.
Yeah, I love that question. So one thing that I'm really, really passionate about and that I know is so important in owning a business or being a professional at all is serving from a place of my cup is overflowing and serving from a place of like, I have so much that I'm grateful for that it doesn't fit inside my body, right? And so what I was experiencing was like so much gratitude for how far I've come and how wide I've journeyed and the pits and the peaks of all of it. And I found that I was so overwhelmed with gratitude that I had no choice but to allow my cup to overflow onto other people. And so, I know, it's so like yummy. And what I know is that when you're serving from a place of cup overflowing, that's when you can tap into servanthood with excellence.
So in my, like, now I'm stuck in my perspective and I'm putting myself in like the eyes of the viewers, and it's like, oh my God, running one business is hard enough. How do you do two businesses at the same time? Like, it's not all rainbows and unicorns and like, like dancing like, I don't know, Pinkie Pie around the park. So
I want a Pinkie Pie.
how are you navigating these waters of like adding another layer? Because it's not like, it doesn't feel heavy. It feels like it's part of the game, it's the dance, and it's still challenging. It doesn't come without its own.
Yeah, it definitely requires a stretching, a widening. And I think that, a lot of that comes with jumping into the deep end, and a lot of my perspective widening and my bandwidth has widened through the necessity for it to widen. And I think that the bigger thing is that what I do is find the joy in the thing and let the joy be the thing that calls me forward into taking the next step. And the opposite of that is the things I don't like to do is where I find opportunities to allow myself to have support. And so what I have found to be really the key to my success of being able to do two big things, and mother, wife, friend, daughter, like all the things that we all have, right? Like also like make sure my house is not a wreck,
Just an added thing.
Just an added thing. Like I, like to have clean sheets, is team. And I think that a lot of people shy away and are scared to have a team. And I think that that's one of the biggest ways you're able to expand your reach and make bigger impact is when you can rely on the support of others.
There's something that is like in my head. It's like,
what is it? My good looks?
Well, besides that, like when we get to talk about, I went from $0 to $2 million.
Yeah.
Like that's like what do you attribute your success to?
Oh my gosh. I attribute so much of that success to business coaching. I mean, you worded it perfectly. It's like, I'm inside my own thing, right? Like that was me. I was inside my own thing, patterning the same things over and over. And it took an outsider who loved me and was intimate with me enough to say like, hey, what if? Exactly. Most brilliant sentence.
I love that sentence.
Our whole time together.
I love that sentence.
Yeah.
I love that sentence. Allows for so much room.
Yes.
And so much expansion.
Yes.
That it doesn't feel like claustrophobic.
Right.
When I am in my own way, it's just like I need someone to like.
Yeah. And I would love to add to that what if question. Like, what if it was joyful?
I love it.
Like, how can you do that? And what if it was joyful? Yeah. And to me, that's been the question that has led me forward into creating things that I have enough energy to do. Because I think that's what it comes down to is like having enough energy, or we could call it like excitement, or like there are lots of other words for that, but I think it's the energy to sustain desire to be involved in two big businesses. And I'm saying big, not in terms of size necessarily, but big in terms of the requirement.
The heart.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So what would you tell an interior designer, someone who's starting something creative? what would have liked someone to tell you when you were in like that beginning stages? What would be something you would like to call for them?
One thing I see over and 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 over again is how much interior designers and any creatives or business owners or professionals at large find their value so much in things outside of them. How much they know, how many degrees they have, experience they have. And I wish someone had told me like, whoa. Like that stuff's great, not knocking it. Like, and the real value that you bring to this world is simply like in your fingerprints, it's like in your DNA. It just kind of oozes out of you. You're valuable because you're on the planet. The planet, like the universal solar system, like it doesn't make waste. It literally does not make waste. Has there ever been a mountain that you were like, well, that mountain, has there ever been like an
Tell
oak
that
tree?
to my husband who's a mountain biker. He'll be like, put the mountain back in.
Exactly. Yeah, there's like so many ways to appreciate, the planet that we're able to see. Like there's no waste, I mean, in my opinion, like cockroaches, I think that
It's debatable.
That one's debatable. But otherwise, other than cockroaches, like there's no waste on our planet. Like even waste that's like excrement from another animal
is food nourishment to make something grow,
Yes.
which is beautiful. So I could speak with you for hours and hours.
Let's.
And let me ask you this. What books, what leaders, what feeds your soul? Because this is like energy, there's ups and downs. And for me, at least when I've been in those places where I'm just drained, having someone or a teaching or something that like just centers me and gives me some, I remember.
Yeah.
What is it for you? Like, who is it? Is it a book? Is it like what? Or a combination of things? Like, Can you give us a little bit of the look under the hood of what like energizes you?
Like my playbook?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I would say definitely what's in my playbook is to be always seeking. And I think that has been the thing that has allowed me to sustain energy, is that like always seeking. And I think that for me, it's like whatever stage I'm in, I'm seeking the thing for wisdom in that area. I'm seeking like, how can I find power in the limitation that I'm in right now? Whether that's limitation of like time, well then how can I find power in the limitation of time? So throughout all the seasons that I've been through in development of business, it's been the seeking that has yielded the wisdom.
What have you found in the seeking that gives you that? Like, is there
so many things? Like, definitely my business coach, Michelle Villalobos, like she has been instrumental in my success. My energy coach, Monica Reyes, who I know.
She was here. She's
Has-
in this series.
Has
of
been a
videos.
leader with a mission. So many books. The book that I'm finding right now that's giving me a lot of energy is The Way to Integrity by Martha Beck. It's a pretty profound, really great book that's just about like coming back to finding your integrity, finding your center, finding your empowerment from within, and not from like, because I have a degree and I have a blah, 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 blah. It's like because of your integrity, and where does that come from? And like that book right now for me is like
The flavor of integrity is just delicious.
Love it.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that, because I usually this is how I start, like audible. Take my money and shut up,
Yeah,
please.
I'm with you.
And what is leadership to you? Let me ask you that so that I can like marinate on it.
Ooh, I love marinating. To me, leadership is about me living in integrity in a way that inspires other people to take action. Done? Okay. I find that, you can lead by telling, and that affects people to take action from here. But I find where people find energy to take action is when they're impacted here. And I think people are impacted here when they're following someone who's passionate.
I love
So
you.
fun!
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for your leadership. When I wrote you are a force of creativity and wisdom and leadership, I meant it. I meant every word, because I feel inspired by you. I feel energetically active activated by you.
Oh, you're saying all the right things.
I know. And you are a blessing
Thank you.
to those that surround you. Thank
you.
you so much for being you, for allowing your light to like
Shine.
touch.
Really bright.
Yes. And let me ask you, where can interior designers or people that are interested in what you've got to offer, where can they find you, girl?
Oh, lots of places. I have 2 websites for 2 businesses. So my interior design website is eresdesign.com. And my coaching website for interior designers is, of course, biographicaldesign.com.
Beautiful. And they can find you on YouTube under Biographical Business.
I have a brilliantly produced YouTube channel by the most brilliant producer and production company and team in the whole entire world. You can find that YouTube channel at Biographical Design on YouTube. It's quite amazing. Please check it out.
Yay. Okay, so for those of you who are looking to expand your wings and take leadership to the next level and just amplify your signal, please visit us at 4 Productions, and I hope to see you there and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.